Today is March the 20th, and we are reviewing for a test that is tomorrow, which is Thursday. We've had to move the test up due to all the interruptions on Friday, but that is okay. We were going to review for 2 days anyway, so it's really not that big a deal. The first thing I need you guys to do, look up here, please. Okay, I need you to fix a few things before you get going and you end up with the wrong numbers that you're working with. Here we go. So, change the first 3 to a 4. Right now, change the first 3 to a 4. Okay. The next thing, go down here, and all it is where it said use number 1, don't do that. I need you to use these numbers. So just write these numbers out, and then later we'll make a stem and leaf plot with them. But write these numbers, because otherwise if you try to use number 1, it won't work. Or it might be really confusing. So did everybody change that to a 4? Okay, let's slide it up then so y'all can see it. Okay. Okay. You're okay. So we're just going to make a stem and leaf plot with those numbers. It'll be easier that way. Okay. And you might want to take that off. We just left it. It's an oops. We just don't need it. Where I highlighted that. Okay. Now, I'm going to actually start down there with number 5 where it says the math test scores. So, see if you can be getting those without reading my answers, now that I realize they're showing. Okay. So if you're waiting on me, do number 4. Like, start it right there. Just try it. The little graphs. We're going to start with the graphs, because I feel like this is the part that some of you need some more help on than others. Am I get all the numbers copied? Got all those 40 whatever's copied? Okay, because I'm going to go to my clean copy now. You ready? Okay, I'm going to go to my other copy. Okay. So, here we go. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to kind of start down here, only because I kind of feel the kids in class need this more than some of the other. Now, we just got done talking about this on the homework, but you will see that it is very right or wrong answers. There's no guessing here. These numbers are exact. Okay, you can, if you want, go in and put the numbers at the top. That's up to you. I can't do that because that's part of me asking you, can you read it or not? Okay, now, so I'm going to go through it. Here we go with letter A. It says, how many students, there we go, how many students have test scores higher than 70?
22.
Okay, so look, higher than 70 is all 3 of these bars. You got it, like all these are higher. So there's a 12. There is an 8. I have to keep getting on my toes to be able to see that one. And there is a 2. So yes, if you add all those up, 22. Good on that one? Okay, go to letter B. How many students scored between 81 and 90?
8.
Okay, 8 is just one of the intervals going up, and it is an 8. Okay, letter C. How many students scored less than 91? Less than. So, I need to get rid of those, adding all those up, just writing them out. There's an 8, there's a 12. Guys, you got to do all 4 of these. 8, 12, 5, and 3.
28.
And it is 28, yes. Now, and tomorrow's will be that precise. Okay. Now, let's go to number 5 down here. Okay. Now, listen, learn from the old lady. Here's the thing. If you don't need to write out all the numbers from least to greatest, don't do it. So let's see what they're asking us. It says, the resting pulse rates were recorded for 16 boys in the gym class before they exercised. The line plot here shows the results. So we can kind of see what's going on here. Okay, letter A. What is the mode of the pulse rates? Which ones repeat the most?
80 and 83.
80 and 83. Those are the modes, because they both repeated 4 times and nothing repeated more. Okay, now they ask range. What is the range of the pulse rates? What kind of math is range?
7.
85 minus, it's the biggest number minus the smallest, so it is 6. You are right. Make sure you're looking where there's X's though, like your biggest minus your smallest. Now, what is the highest pulse rate of the students? 85. Be careful. Sometimes these things are numbered on down past it. You know, don't just pick the one at the end of the number line. Make sure there's an X with it. Okay, so we're good so far. Okay, on the back. Now, if you were absent Monday, here we go. If I was you, you may want to label some of this stuff. I'm going to just kind of review real quick. This box and whisker plot, when we look at that end of it, that dot is representing the LQ, or the lower quartile. That dot always represents the UQ, or the upper quartile, because you'll notice they didn't give us any data numbers, guys. You got to get this part memorized. The median is always that middle line wherever it is, and it may not be in the middle, but it's inside the box. Okay, the last thing is all this stuff breaks it into quartiles or quarters, and we need to know percentages. So, this whisker, however long it is, does not matter, is 25% of our data. Always. Always. Okay. However thin or fat this box is always 25% of our data. Okay. The other side of this box, even though it's a little larger, it is still 25% of our data. And then the other whisker down here is also 25% of the data. Doesn't matter that it's longer, it's the same amount of data. Now, with all that being said, that's the part you got to get memorized. Now we go to the questions. Okay, so which score is the LQ, lower quartile? 6. Look straight down. It is 6. And if they say score, they're wanting numbers down here. Okay, what is the interquartile range of the test scores? Okay, we need on IQR, we need UQ minus LQ, which is 18 for the UQ minus the LQ, which is 6, so it is 12. Okay. And tomorrow, I can't tell you, like, yeah, that's the LQ. Like, we got to get that part memorized. Okay, median is 11. Middle line. Okay, now they're asking the percent questions. What is the percent of scores between 14 and 18? 25%. That one whisker is just 25%. put the percent sign. Okay. What percent of the scores were between 6 and 14? 75. You got to add them all up. Okay, 75%. Make sure you put the percent sign. Okay. Here we go. Look at the next one. Now we're talking stem and leaf. It's asking us, you want to read the directions. What is the median score for the girls in the set of data? Do we need the boys?
No.
Not really. And listen, this might save you some time than sitting here trying to write out everything. Like, you only need that set of data. Does that make sense so far? Mm-hmm. Now, I can't do it. I cannot find the median that way. I have to write them out. I'm just weird. Sorry. Deal with it. So, to write them out, I got to know what these numbers represent. Okay? And you might be able to do it that way if you're understanding where the middle is. My problem is some kids will try to guess at that 11 or 10, like that middle number, and get it wrong. Okay, so I'm going to write them out. But what does that represent? 14 with a
145.
Right. 145. That is the stem, so it starts it. And then the leaf goes on the end. So go into the next one. It'd be 154, 155, and there were 3 of them, and then a 157. Guys, I know this takes longer or whatever you want to call it, but it also helps me get the right answer. Make sure you know how to write them. If you're copying them right now off the board, like, make sure you're seeing, a 1, a 6, and an O makes 160. If there's 1, 7, and an O, but there's another one, you got to write 170 twice. Listen, are there any 18 anythings?
No.
Not on this side. They basically listed it for this other side, but we didn't need it. Don't let that throw you off. Okay? Now, median is not hard. We've been doing this for 3 weeks. On this, take your time. Or at least if you're me. Your eyesight. Okay. So my median is between 168 and 170. So if I add it and divide by 2, I get 169. Listen, if I try to do that, like where's the middle, I don't know. I tried to do it earlier doing some stuff. I couldn't do it. I just have to list the numbers. I'm just more likely to get the right answer if I do that. Okay, now, looking at the next one. I like this because they didn't even have you create one. They just had you look at it. They're wanting you to tell me what is the mode of this stem and leaf. Mode means most. Which one repeats the most?
7. Wait, no.
Bah.
67, 77, and 82.
Yes. Make sure you have all three of them. Here's 2, here's 2, and here's 2. I'm kind of looking. Nothing repeats more than twice. But I got to write the right number down. So 67, 77, and 82. Well, there's no 4s on the same line. That's the key. They got to be on the same line. Because what that means is 2 67s, 2 77s, 2 82s. Okay? Slow down on these and make sure you get all of them. Okay. Now, on the front, this is where I need you to do the 3 things. I need you right now, I'm going to kind of pause the video. I need you to find these 3, do all the data sets. You're going to want to list them from least to greatest. Make a box and whisker. And then use these to make you a stem and leaf. And there's room right there. Okay, go for it. Take a minute. Okay, so they've had a few minutes to work. I need you to now check your answers. Here we go. Okay, I'm just going to start at the top up here, just kind of working it out a little bit. Most of this is from either 2 weeks ago or last week. Okay, I listed out my numbers from least to greatest. To be honest, I'm just going to jump around. I know 12 is my outlier because it is sticking way out of 0 through 4. Okay, mode means most. I know mode is 3 because there's 4 of them and nothing else repeats more than 4 times. Okay, range, biggest minus smallest. So 12 minus 0 is 12. 12 minus 0, biggest minus smallest. Okay, going in to find the median. Okay, looks like, if I have done that right, that the median is 3, but it's between those 2 3s. Okay. That means my LQ is 1. And my UQ is 4. Okay. IQR is going to be UQ minus LQ, which is 3. Okay. Now, mean. Teachers are mean. We add up all your grades and divide. So, okay, and it was 42, I think,
Yeah.
divided by
14.
14, and it equals 3. I just want to kind of show the math. Add them all up. You have to divide by, what did I write? 40. This day is, wouldn't surprise me. I've had a lot of mistakes. Okay, I added it up. I got 42. I divided by 14 because you've got to include those. It's not 12, it's 14. The zeros count as numbers. And then equals 3. So my mean is 3. Now, to construct a box and whisker, you will be doing this on tomorrow's test. Is everybody good so far? You sure? Okay. You gotta know what is what. So, I know I need a line at the median, which is 3. I need a line at the LQ, which is 1. And a line at the UQ, which is 4. That's how you're going to construct it. LQ, median, UQ. Then connect the top and the bottom. That makes the box part of it. That creates the box. Okay, the whiskers shooting off go to the lowest number in your data, which is 0. And kind of go back and connect it to the box. And the highest number in your data, which is 12. For now, meaning later in life you may not use the outlier, but whisker goes all the way to the biggest number and the smallest number. Yes?
Is it okay if I do a line plot here and a box?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yes. No, we leave in just 2 minutes, please. Now we're going to do stem and leaf. Okay, here we go. Listen, you don't want to miss. Just make sure we got this. Okay, put them in order. We got 42, 43. I'm going to kind of mark mine off. Then 45. And then 48 again. And then there is a 53, 56, 57, 61. Whew, okay. Now, to make a stem and leaf. Okay, we need the stem on one side. I know there's no titles, so I'm just labeling it stem and leaf. Okay. Oops, sorry, let me move it up now. Okay. My stems are going to be 40, 50, 60, so I need 4, 5, 6. My leaves are created from the second digit on this one. So I need a 2, a 3, a 5, an 8, and an 8. My 50s, I need a 3, a 6, and a 7. And then the 60s, I need a 1. But the last thing you got to remember to do is to put a key. On the key, use a number in your data, like 6 line 1 equals 61. 4-2, like all you're doing is saying that when you look at this, it equals that. But you can use any number. You could do 5-3 equals 53. It does not matter. So, that is the entire review. The videos are out there from earlier this week if you need them. Test tomorrow is honestly easier even than this. Yes. Yes. Friday we have 4 different interruptions. We've got club, student of the month, honor roll party, and the kids who brought their grades up 10 points pizza party.
Oh, so
So,
we're not doing anything.
it's just a wild day. So we decided test tomorrow.